Then, of course, the third one is the critical infrastructure of the ICT itself. If you get power right, of course, you need more of this critical infrastructure. Who is paying? Who is bringing it in? Who is going to be responsible? And how costly is this infrastructure? It is very important to look at these three things critically and then know how to resolve the problems associated with the three. Once we resolve the problems associated with the three, then I think we have, like W. Rose to say, we have satisfied the conditions for a takeoff.
Right. I remember like something like in 1999, when we were moving into the current democracy that we have now. I usually say it here that as of that time, the problem of Nigeria were already were defined. The people knew what they wanted, no? Because now again we are coming back to the infrastructure because it is important that you lay the foundation because without the foundation, whatever you build is not going to stand the test of time. Okay, I wanted to respond to a curiosity that I have. Now, we say, first of all, we didn't educate the younger generation about the importance of internet, about the importance of going online. They have educated themselves, the young Nigerians, no, those are they call the Yahoo Yahoo boys or whatever you want to call them, because they knew that they couldn't wait. The government is too slow, the system is too slow for them, so they went ahead and jumped into it and they grabbed what they want to get. I'm not really for the morality, whether it is good or bad, is not what I'm really talking about. It's just the know how. If they could manage to make money out of the internet, it means that the government of Nigeria could also have make a lot of money from the internet if you have set it up to work for the country. Because you cannot simply tell me now that the young Nigeria somewhere in Ogun State or in Edo State or in Lagos is smarter than Nigeria. It is not smarter than Nigeria. They do not even have infrastructure. How could they manage to be able to make money out of the internet and the country cannot set it up to make money for the people? So where are we really getting it wrong here? But what could we do to make sure that the Nigerian people benefit from the age of digital economy? Because if other people can do it, meaning the government can do it.
Well, well, you have to understand the characteristics of the Nigerian society and the kind of government that runs that society. Uh, One of the fastest, if not the fastest animal in the world is the cheetah. And one of the slowest animals in the world is, I suppose, the hippopotamus. So there is a difference between what you call the cheetah generation and we, who have become more or less the hippopotamus generation. So the cheetah generation, before you know it, they are gone because they are impatient, like you said. They are internet savvy. They are very brilliant. I will tell you that we have the most brilliant set of young people anywhere in the world. So it is very important for us to then begin to understand how this younger generation is preparing itself or is even prepared to take the world by the storm. We have had so many of them breaking into the banks. We have had many of them doing exploit all over the world, positive things that they are doing all over the world. And you begin to marvel at the capacity of Nigerians of that age to do anything they wanted with computer, the digital age. But the hippopotamus generation, which unfortunately is also the one that runs the country, um, is too slow in its thinking. It's too slow. It's too slow in its activities. And so they feel the whole world is still out there in front of you, which is the mindset I have talked about. They think like Nigerians of old, it is bad upbringing to be anxious. You take your time. we take things easy, we go one at a time. It's still that old traditional perspective of life. But the younger generation thinks that what it wanted cannot wait till tomorrow. In fact, they should have had it yesterday. So that's the kind of, you know, um, what we are facing now. There is a generational issue. The case of the digital age versus the coal age, so to speak. So that's the problem we are in now. We have to begin to also tutor well, not only tutor, they are also aware of what is happening. But what you are trying to say is that that generation should also yield way for a younger generation to run things. In for those who have moved so close to them as to also imbibe their capacities or the lack of it. So now the younger generation is getting very impatient, and you also see it in the political terrain where they are saying, oh, candidate A is too old, candidate B is too old, candidate C is our own. So these are the kind of things that shows their impatience in trying to move ahead. So everybody knows that the digital age is here. Everybody knows that we must move into that age, but there are certain impediments. In the case of Nigeria, there is a population of 200 million, a huge market for anything, anybody. But the regulatory authorities, the regulatory mechanisms are also moving so slowly in tandem with the age running things. And they cannot be too careful. We know that. But in being too careful also, how fast enough are you moving? That's the question.
That's a good question. And what if we, again, I'm not looking at it from the point of view of what is moral or what is not moral. We can actually take up that argument on another occasion. I'm just looking at the know how, the possibility that is available on the internet, that is available on the smartphone that people have on their hands, which the Nigerian youth are leveraging. What if, for example, because since we are living in the binary age, if we also want to put it like that, in the age of number, we have always lived in it anyway, but this time it is different. Take, for example, of generative AI, which is the new form of technology that we should be using. It's available to everybody. It's not available to people in the United States or the people in India alone. It's available for everyone. Say maybe now, finally, let me just take the argument away now. Say, finally, we have decided to look at our history. Let's rewrite it. Now we have tools on our hand to do it. We cannot simply use the old tools to do this job. There are technology that we can use. There are people who know how to do this. Now the government is finally saying, okay, in this country, there are people who know how to go into the internet and find the right information that we use. These people have been doing it up until this time, going to steal money. Now we want to reverse it. I'm going to invest money on you. Do what you have always done, but this time, this is what you are going to be looking for. Because the one who have the right information will always dominate the market. It has always been like this. Of the system. Somebody need to pay for it. I'm trying to say, if there is any way the Nigerian government, for example, can tap into the knowledge that the younger generation of Nigeria have to be able to manipulate internet and use it for the interest of Nigeria. Is that even, can we even think about that?
Yes, many of us know that that's a possibility. Many of us also know that that is the right way to go. Well, we are not going on that route simply because perhaps those who run the government are too suspicious of the younger generation. And apart from that, also, there is the tendency to see the younger generation as unruly and, of course, indisciplined. But it's because you are looking at it from the prism of perhaps the 1% that is crooked. There are thousands, if not millions of others who are ready to go straight, who are ready to, deploy different tools and their knowledge to ensure that Nigeria moves into this new age, firmly and significantly. But it will also mean having a new set of people at the different layers of government.